Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Saratoga Racecourse here on Saturday. It is the 19th of August, 2023. It's Alabama Day from Saratoga, and I'm going to look at the stakes races on the program. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it, around the world. Join me tomorrow for my pre-morning preview from Deauville, an excellent race there. But today is Alabama Day. The Alabama looks like it's probably going to be the best running I've seen in my lifetime, so we're going to look at that. And also the Lake Placid, the 7th race, the races 7 and 9. Let's get to it right now. The 7th race, it is the Lake Placid. It's a grade 2 event going for a $200,000 purse. Races for 3-year-old fillies here. We have a field of 10 horses entered. 9 and 10 are both MTOs. 8 will head hopefully to the inner turf course, the 1,700 meter trip, or mile and 1/16 on the Saratoga inner turf course. Rails are out 27 feet. Next week, both turf courses, the rails will be down at the 0 settings. That's going to be quite cool. My top selection here, I'm going to go with the 3-horse Gloria's Princess. I'm going to go 3-4-2-8 in the superfecta. 3-4-2-8 super. Top selection of 3-horse Gloria's Princess. This 3-year-old filly by Carol Prince. Brendan Walsh trains. Luis Saez gets the mount. Horse's most recent appearance came 25th of June at Ellis. 1 mile and allowance race 127,000. And the horse won by a length that day. And he had a little bit of a wide post draw, but he left out of the gate a little bit wide throughout. And they were going quite nicely up front, a good pace. When he quickened up, he went away with it. The Buyer's number didn't come back as strong as the race before at Churchill, but it was still a very good run. He's stepping up in class to this grade 2, but I don't think it's, I think the Buyers, her Buyers fitting against these horses. I think being forwardly paced on this inner turf course shouldn't be half bad. I think she could run a respectable race and win here today. 2 back at Churchill, 3rd of May, mile 16th in main special, 123 grand. The horse won by 6.5 lengths that day, and basically she had everything her own way. She quickened up nicely, and she went away with it. A very good, strong run on the very weird running turf course. And then prior to that, early April, actually Florida Derby Day to be exact, at Gulfstream, mile on the turf course in main special weight 70,000. They finished second by 1/4 lengths that day, and just kind of had a wide trip. She couldn't catch the winner, who was the next star winner, but this horse, she ran decently in that race. Something I noticed, Gulfstream, Florida Derby Day, a lot of the horses in years past have always come out of that race card and run well. This year in particular, if I go back to that card at Gulfstream, those horses have really been running amazing, and you have quite a few future Grade 1 winners out of quite a few Grade 1 winners out of that card. But this horse has definitely improved with every single race. He's training well. I'm going to give this horse a shot and ticket. The 4-horse Tax Implications could win also for Chad Brown and Manny Franco. Most recent in Lake George on a very yielding turf course last month. He finished second by 3/4 length. The winner had the jump on this one. This horse is wide, but was gaining late there. And then the Wild Applause at Belmont, 1 mile the widener in mid-June. The horse finished second by 3/4 length. She got caught in the stretch. It was her first start since October. She needed the race there. That October race came at Aqueduct, a mile 16th in the Chelsea Flowers, where she finished second by length that day. And if she kept the straight course, she probably would have won. What can you do? But coming here, another horse she could definitely win. Even the 2-horse, a spray for Flavian Pratt and Chad Brown. Most recently in the Belmont Oaks, she just never really got going. I thought the win in the Hilltop was impressive. Even the win at Tampa before that was impressive also. As only lost once, that came in the Belmont Oaks. Cutting back and trip, I would use her in this pick 3, in this late pick 5. Might even do a pick 3 with this 8th race. The 8th race is a very good Wilson Mile race that I'll hopefully have selections up on my Twitter page for that, or down in the comment selections, full card selections, so stick out for that. But it's a good late pick 4 today and pick 5. But to recap my selection for the 7 from Saratoga, it's the Grade 2 Lake Placid. Gonna take the 3-horse Gloria's Princess, give kudos to the 4-horse Tax Implications and the 2-horse Asprey. 3-4-2-8 super, 3-4-2 in your multi-race. To the 9th race now from Saratoga. It is the Alabama Stakes. It's going for it's a Grade 1 event going for a $600,000 purse, race for 3-year-old fillies. We have a very good field of 10 horses going 2,000 meters or 1.25 miles on the Saratoga main track. I love the 10-horse defining purpose. I'm going to go 10-3-2-8 in the superfecta. 10-3-2-8 super. Top selection 10-horse defining purpose. 3-year-old filly by Cross Traffic here. Kenneth McPeak trains. Brian Hernandez Jr. gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 8th of July to Indiana Grand at mile 16th in the Grade 3 Indiana Oaks. And the horse won by 1/4 lengths that day. And he basically stalked all the way around the race course. When he quickened up nicely, this horse kept going with an 87 buyer. She ran the race for life. coming up in class here today, I think she's been crying out for a mile and a quarter. Could be forwardly paced, which is always good going a mile and a quarter. I think she's sitting on a very good run in this race. Two back in the Kentucky Oaks at Churchill, mile and 8th, 5th of May. She finished 7th by 9.5 lengths that day. She didn't get out of the gate so clearly. It was a little bit wide, and she just couldn't keep up late. I do think the wide poster got to her, and I also think they were asking a little bit too much in that particular period. And then prior to that, in the Grade 1 Ashland at Keeneland over the mile and 8th, a race where she sat closer, which was great for her running style. She won by a half length. She stalked. When she got to the lead, she quickened up, and she went away with it. That was a very good race for her there, coming back with a very strong 85 by her. And then prior to that, the Honeybee on the slop at Oaklawn over the mile 16, she finished 6 by 5 lengths that day. Wet Paint beat her that day. This horse just wasn't getting going. Wet Paint closed up from nowhere also, but this horse, just didn't show up there. And then the Martha Washington late January at Oaklawn. She finished 3rd by 5.5 lengths. She stalked. She had lead. She got caught by Wet Paint. What can you do? She ran her heart out that day. And the years then on New Year's Eve at Oaklawn over the mile, she won by 5.25 lengths that day. And basically, coming from mid-pack, she ran a very strong run. She's definitely been improving. I think she's wanting the mile and a quarter. She could definitely win. The 3-horse Julia Shining can win also, I think, off the bench since the Ashland. By the way, Louis says he's getting on this one at 5-1 today. Most recently in the Ashland, she finished 3rd by 3/4 length, and it just took her time to get going. She's very wide. She's just very lackadaisical. Prior to them, the Suncoast at Tampa over the miles 40. She finished 3rd by 1.5 lengths that day, and again, just lackadaisical. She had a wide trip, and she just, needs something more. But before that, she won the Demoiselle quite impressively. She was stupidly wide. She had a horrible race that day, horrible trip, but again, she just grinded it out to the wire, and she got there. I was there at Aqueduct that day. It was a very, very wet day, and I got COVID that day, I think, also, because next week I had COVID for like 4 days, 5 days, whatever it was. But she was very impressive, not as impressive as Mind Control and the cigar, but still a very good race for her there. And then a Keeneland over the about 7 furlongs in the main special weight, winning by 1/4 lengths again, coming from nowhere, a little bit wide, but she took off clear. She looks like when she gets to the front end, she just doesn't want to win. So I think Louise Saez is gonna have to use her a lot today, or get her more into the race, kind of like the way she kind of runs like Forte, if I go off the race replays. But coming here today, she could definitely win. Don't throw out the 2-horse Wet Paint either. She won the coaching club, closing up for nowhere, getting there in the nick of time, behind Sacred Wish, in front of Sacred Wish and Gambling Girl. Prior to the Monomoy Girl, she finished 2nd by 3.5 lengths that day, and she just needed something more. But she was closing up against the bias that day at Ellis. And the Kentucky Oaks, she finished 4th by 3 lengths that day, a little bit wide. But again, the deep closures don't win the Kentucky Oaks. You need front running kind of horse like Pretty Mischievous had. But coming here today, I'm going to use this horse. She could definitely win. But to recount my selection for the 9th from Saratoga, it is the Grade 1 Alabama. Gonna take the 10-horse Defining Purpose. Give kudos to the 3-horse Julia Shining and the 2-horse Wet Paint. 10-3, 2-8 Super, 10-3, 2 in your multi-race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.